So, hi everyone! Today we're going to do something very differently. I'm going to try to paint this in real time and see how long does it take me, okay? So, it's going to be kind of like a live stream, but not a live stream because I wanted to see if I could skip the whole editing of videos. So, what do I have here? I actually drew this Hellebore, and I'm probably just going to attach the movie for this one in the beginning. So now you can see from the side as well and from the front, okay? And I'm just going to paint them in, and this is gonna be more of a pinkish, and it's gonna be a lot of white to the ends. This one I wanna do purple, right? And this one red with yellow. This one I still haven't thought about, but okay, this one, we start with this one. So Hellebores, the flower of scandal, is a very fancy flower, and a lot of people draw it just with 5 petals, and of course there are 5 petal flowers. I'm not saying that they aren't. They are Hellebore with 5 petals, right? But I wouldn't say that they are necessarily my favorite. They're nice and they're easy to draw, but I like the ones that have many petals. My cats are playing in the background, so don't mind them. So I'm going to go ahead and try to preserve at least the middle white, but the other white I'm not gonna care that much because I'm going to go with the white gel pen at the end. When I was drawing this, I didn't foresee that I will have to actually color them in, so I just did the line art because I like doing line arts. So yeah, the funny part is that there are so many varieties of Hellebore, and it's actually a kind of winter flower. And the varieties also differ, like you can have different shapes of the petals, don't get me wrong. These petals I did here, they're quite flat, but these ones are pointy, right? They can have spots like this one, or maybe they just have lines. A lot of them, what I saw is that they actually have the upper part of the petal sometimes white and then very deep color in the middle. So this is what I actually wanted to try to paint here. I'm gonna see how long it takes. I'm hoping it's lesser than 20 minutes. So you can see that it's actually quite easy to paint these ones. My idea is always that if you know one type of flower, just by varying, so you know how to draw this type of flowers that have multiple layers of petals, right? Then just by varying the type of the petal or the angle, you can kind of create a lot more flowers than what you would ever imagine. And this is how you can vary. So you don't necessarily need to learn to draw or paint all the flowers in the world and all the ideas in the world. You could just stick to one, and better to learn types of petals and how to draw the same flower from different angles, and then you can do so many things. You can do so many flower wreaths and other cool stuff. I'm using a number 4 brush, and this is permanent magenta. It's a really nice purple, let me tell you. I'm really liking this one. We're gonna be able to add more color once it's dry. So what can I say about this flower? I saw it in many different countries, and a lot of times it even is having like snow on top. They call it a winter flower because probably it blooms very close to the first snow in the northern hemisphere. So probably that's why it's called like that, and that's why it's very resistant flower, right? So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. You can do them any which way, honestly. Any colors would work, and I think they're such a versatile flower. Like, if I were to give you an advice, which flower should you start with? Start with this one. It's one of the most versatile. Just by changing a little bit the shape of your petal, you can get a poppy, you can get any other type of flowers. So I think this is the most versatile one to learn. If you learn this one and you know how to do it, then quite honestly, then you won't have many problems later on. Look how nice this one looks, with just the color and the white petals in the middle. Okay, going to deepen the colors here. Then I'm gonna let it dry. Okay, so this is the first one. Very easy to color. And of course you can do the no line style if you want it, but then you have to drawing the full petal, right? You can't leave the white. So that's the only let's say thing that you need to take care of. Okay, it's nice. I'm gonna add a little bit more here because I think it needs a little bit more color here. So what was I saying? Yeah, this is the must learn how to draw flower of all the flowers. If you know this one, like just changing colors and just changing flowers, then it's going to be fine. This one was yellow with orange, maybe with red. It doesn't have to be very realistic, the color. I mean, you can always look in the colors that you have for real, but I think you can get away with just making your own colors and your own color combinations. Why not? That's why I say it's a versatile flower, because it doesn't have to be a hellebore. It can be any other flower depending on the day. How do you feel like it? Do you feel like creating a hellebore, or do you feel like creating another flower? Don't know. I'm gonna let that one to dry, and then we probably gonna need to deepen some colors, right? This one I'm going to do with which one should I choose? Rose doré. This is one of my favorite reds. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So again, I'm going to come here at the base. This is what gonna be all the concentrated color over here. And then I'm going to come with my brush and I'm just going to pull the color. That's it. I just added water. It's pretty simple. Watercolor paper for flowers. You can use, I recommend use 100% cotton. Don't go chipping out, because flowers are very difficult on their own. So to get nice gradients and to get smooth colors, you need good paper. So try not to do these techniques with lots of water and so on like cellulose paper or really cheap paper, because it's not going to look really nice at all. I need to add a little bit more red here to just deepen this color. Okay. This one is going to be which one do I want now? What will go well with these colors? Would it be Let's see if I do. I do a different shade of purple. This is more of a bluish shade of purple. So let's see how that works. Worst case scenario, I need to start again with the same painting. It's okay. This is how I learn. This is how you learn, and this is how you practice, right? You make a bunch of videos, and some of them you don't enjoy or you don't like, and then, you know, the magic happens, and you're gonna be magicked. I'm going to add these ones with white. Okay, and you might hear here, I'm not alone in this room, so you might hear some stuff, and that's okay. And I'm going to make the leaves, and the leaves I'm going to make a combination, very simple. This is May green or yellow green, just adding it here at the base, and I'm going to come with just clean water. You see, I forgot a petal there, but that's okay. I'm going to come with clean water. I'm going to spread around the paint, and then that's going to be we're gonna add some more darker green. So very simple coloring, but imagine you making this flower. What I usually do is I do the line art, because I like to do the line art, and I do it while watching movies, or I do them like I do sometimes 10 line arts in a night, or 10 or 15. I just take paper and I just continuously draw. I don't color when I do line art. When I'm in the mood to do line art, I don't color. So this is kind of what I do afterwards. Afterwards, I start coloring, and I might actually decide to color all of them in the same night. Could be. So, you know, you can always do like that. I think you can make a batch of things, and then whenever you feel like it, you can just color them in. Like I said, I forgot here the rose doré. Okay, this is 100% cotton, but the difference is that this is sennelier paper. I have a sennelier pad, and I am planning to finishing up. I don't think I'll be buying sennelier anymore. It doesn't necessarily agree with me, but since I paid money for it, I'm going to use it. So if we're talking papers, I would rank them for flowers the following. I would say that Hellebores Cezanne has the best blending and the best ratio when you add water, and how much that water sits on top, and it also has the vibrancy of the colors remaining. So my favorite ones, that one. Second favorite is Arches, and Arches I would say it's a very general purpose watercolor paper. I would use it when I want to make a very big painting where I have to add lots and lots of layers of color. Why? It can handle amazing amounts of color. Okay, so like if you have to do something like that, hats on, do Arches. If I want to do something intricate but still on cold paper, Fabriano Artistico cold paper is very good. It blends also beautifully. So maybe Arches, maybe Fabriano with Hellebores Cezanne are maybe the ones that I kind of favor whenever I need to do plant coloring. and arches is for really big illustrations that I need to do. This is kind of how I look at it. But for the purposes of finalizing a block that I paid money for, I buy sometimes blocks, and this is a tiny block, right? I don't buy the big ones because I just want to test papers. And I bought the Sennelier because everybody's been raving about the Sennelier, and it may be nice, but it doesn't agree with me. It absorbs the color way too fast, so then I have to come up with much more water to reactivate it. Then then on some parts it absorbs the color a bit differently, and then you get these hard edges, and you never would get these hard edges when you're working with like Hahnemuhle paper or with Fabriano for flowers. You will not get that. Arches like can handle a lot of water and can handle a lot of things, but I didn't have the problem of hard edges. Sennelier, unfortunately, not my cup of tea, but that's okay. I mean, we can't like everything. Maybe for some other people. What I always tell to people is it really depends on the type of climate you have where you work. Watercolors are really fiddly beasts, and you just need to see, because it might be that in my area it's very dry, and it might be that in my area this paper actually behaves a lot differently than, let's say, in another country, in another area, different climate. So that's why I always say, you know, I'm living in the Netherlands, this is what's happening for me, this is what's happening for my situation. But I would advise anybody to just buy a small pad like this. They're not that expensive. Still use it, right? For me, I hate wasting money, so I'm not gonna just throw it away or not. I'm gonna use it. If I paid for it, it just means I'm not gonna buy anymore once it's over. So that's the trick. Okay. Almost done. I think these are dried out, so I'm just going to dip on the color. So in here I'm going to use permanent alizarin crimson. I'm gonna dip on this color. I'm gonna make it super red. Why not? We can go bold. I mean, this flower is called the flower of scandal. My husband is playing with the cat, so that's going to be fun. And the cat is kind of... I'm hoping the cat doesn't come here, because previously my cat, when I was just starting to film, it tried to eat my stuff. So like my brushes, it was munching on my brushes, so it's not always very good. Now I'm not doing wet, I'm going with a much deeper composition of this one, and just spreading it around. This is how I create the shadow. It's like layers, and it's messy, but it's fun. So where do I need to add? Here. I need to add a bit here, a bit here. We just need to deepen the colors. So usually I just do voiceover afterwards, because I like to speed things up, but I just thought, okay, let's today see what something good can come out of it. It's a test, And if you guys like it more like this, the other ones for me, they sound a little bit more dry because you don't see me, you only hear stuff. And yeah, like I usually don't, and I also don't necessarily like to do tutorials. I like to more show how things would look like if I draw them, but tutorials, I'm not very good at tutorials. I think step-by-step stuff, not my cup of tea, I would say. So you can see that I'm adding like basically more and more color, and I'm adding more and more shadows, and this is what I'm, you know, trying to do. And in a way this helps me because I really didn't want to wake up again in the morning to do this, because waking up in the morning is sometimes quite annoying. So just to do the voiceover, so I would film in the evening and then do voiceover in the morning. So yeah, that's not fun. Anyway, you are wondering what is my channel about. This is my channel about my art journey. Okay, I want to get better with my art. I started with card making, and the funny part is I wanted to be able to tell stories with my card making, but yeah, the cards and everything, they are very different styles than what I would necessarily always choose. I mean, they're very pretty, but I couldn't tell the stories I wanted to. So then I decided that I'm going to learn, I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to do my own flowers and my own stories and my own girls. And I do a lot of live streaming where I actually showcase that, and I show how I would paint faces, or how I would do different like flower wreaths and so on, and telling the stories that I wanted to tell. I still buy card making supplies, don't get me wrong, but not as much as before, and only the ones that I know I'm really going to use. Majority of the times that means sentiment stamps, sentiment dies. This one needs to happen as well. I'm going to mix a bit of, let's see if I can make a, if I mix like, oh shit. I really went down into my buff titanium. So let's see if I do buff titanium with a bunch of colors, can I actually get a really darker pink? Yes, I can get a nice dark pink. Buff titanium is really nice to actually help you with toning down lots of colors. It's very nice. So this is just the flower bud. It needs to be really toned down. Has a lots of light, white. Notice I leave white. Leave white. It's very important. Okay. So for the coloring, that was it. I didn't want to do anything like superfluous. My cat is doing its thing there. They're trying to wind down for the night. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some white gel pen where I lost the whites here, and then we're just going to call it a day. Let's see, white gel pen. So conclusion, do learn how to draw the Hellebores. Watch the beginning of the video, because that's where I actually show you how you can draw it. It's quite important to learn, because it's one of the, I always call it one of the foundational flowers that you need to know. If you know that foundation, if you know that type of flower, you basically can do roses, you can do peonies, you can do anemones, you can do anything just by learning one type of flower. So very important flower. I actually added way more. It's looking really nice with a lot of the dots here. Hellebore has a very distinctive feature, which are the stamen, and they're very long and very nice. And yeah, that's the problem. That's the stamen. That's it. Let me add some more. Okay, what else should we add? Should we add anything else? No, I think that's kind of it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really going to try out this format, and maybe I'll even try out a format with like vlogging, and let's see if this helps me so that I don't have to edit everything afterwards, right? You can see here from the side, it looks really nice. The colors look really vibrant. Don't forget to add your shadows, don't forget to add everything. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.